Above me, below me, you're all around me. I can't help but stay 24/7.
'Cause yes we do. There's a burning empty hole. Go ahead and going on that blue. Show on that bit.
Look, I don't know what y'all heard. What my guy could do with one word. Tell a storm to simmer on down, and the storm is like, yes sir. Turn the Pharaoh into a sucker. Split the Red Sea like butter. Rescued a bunch of Jews with a dude with a stick in a system stutter. Up high with the holy, down low with the lowly. Lay your burdens down like Costco load of groceries. On them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders. Yes he do. He got them big shoulders, got them big chest, got that Superman complex. I'ma put a little self-help on them broken things. Don't speak about the unspoken things. Try to wrestle with the devil like I low-key know Hogan things, but I don't. I'm just not that strong. I'm always gonna let me down, but I know he won't. He got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, yes he do. He got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, yes he do. All them burdens that you're holding, go ahead and throw them on them big shoulders, them big shoulders. My God so strong. He can take a tombstone and throw that thing like a frisbee. My God so big. He can slam down planets and spin the earth on his pink. Ain't nothing he can't hold, y'all. Take it to the bank like gold, y'all. It's that chicken soup for the soul, y'all. Shoulders, got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, yes he do. He got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, got them big shoulders, yes he do. All them burdens that you're holding, go ahead and throw them on them big shoulders, them big shoulders.
There must be a hole in your heart. You should be happy, but you never are. 3, 4, 5 drinks in your glass. Till you feel something, but it never lasts. I give you the moon, but you just want the fireworks. You ask for the world, and I give you the universe. I give you my all, and I will even when it hurts. But here we go again, again, and again. What do you expect? A billboard on Sunset. What kind of flex? So everyone sees it. Should've been doing it to fashion lights on a building. Just to say you want it. What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? I put my lips to your ear, but still be crystal clear that you want the world to hear. We're standing face to face, you in a sacred place, but you need a whole parade. I give you the moon, but you just want the fireworks. You ask for the world, and I give you the universe. I give you my all, and I will even when it hurts. But here we go again, again, and again. What do you expect? A billboard on Sunset. What kind of flex? So everyone sees it. Should've been doing it to fashion lights on a building. Spend a fortune just to say you want it. What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? Do you need to see that kind of moon on a mountain? What do you expect? What do you expect? I give you the moon, just like to feel it. You ask for the world. I give you my all, and I will even when it hurts. But here we go again and again and again and again. What do you expect? A billboard on Sunset. What kind of flex? So everyone sees it. Should've been doing it to fashion lights on a building. Spend a fortune just to say you want it. What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect?
Good morning, everybody. If we could have everybody take a seat, we're going to get ready to watch the senior slideshow.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Here comes the sun. young junkie sad, like making big mistakes. I feel like for the first time in a long time I am not afraid. I feel like a kid. Never thought it'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and don't even think touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Time will always try to make us. Time will always try to make us. You remind me what I used to know. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Yeah. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. I feel brand new. Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. So smart. Tell me, why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, but you know that when the truth is told, that you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you wanna be before your time. Although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight, tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. Though you can see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you crazy child, and take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can't afford to lose a day or two. And when you realize Vienna waits for you.
I don't know how, but I ended up with an assortment of golf balls in that whole exchange there. Welcome, everybody, to the New Hope graduation of 2026. My name is Josh Walker. I'm the head of school, and it is my distinct pleasure to be able to celebrate these 17 amazing human beings with you guys this morning. And so I want to open this up with a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, as we sit here to celebrate these 17 people, we realize, Lord, that we are also celebrating you and your faithfulness and your love and your care and your goodness and your provision towards them. Today we take a look back at all that they have done, but we also look forward to all that you will continue to do in their life. They are truly amazing, Lord. And so I just pray as we celebrate them that you would bless them, that you would bless this graduation. Tears will flow, but they are good tears, Lord. And so we give you all praise and all honor and all glory. Amen. To read our class verse, Miss Sophia Marsh.
Good morning. My name is Sophia Marsh, and I will be reciting for you our class verse, which is Ephesians 2:10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. This group of 17 people are amazing academically. So amazing, in fact, that we have co-salutatorians that will be addressing you this morning. Our first one, Samantha Swartz.
Good morning. I can't count how many times I've woken up in the morning ready for this moment, ready to be done with the endless routine of wake up, go to school, maybe a sports or job, do homework, eat dinner, go to bed, and repeat. I know many of us have probably experienced the same emotions at least once during our high school careers. Maybe this is because school just feels like too much work, or maybe you have other things you'd just rather be doing. Maybe you just want to move on with life. In fact, just thinking about graduating probably excites you. I'm ready to get this done. No more homework or boring assignments. No more taking notes until your hands feel like they're gonna fall off. But what will we do tomorrow? What about next week? There is no more high school. What can we possibly do to fill that time? What are we going to plan? When you think about it, high school is nice. You have a plan laid out for you. You don't need to think, what's next? Because you know another day of school is waiting for you. Another day of falling asleep in third period physics. You know the routine. It's easy, nice schedule that's planned out for you. So what is next? Many of us are leaving home to further our studies in college or in a trade. We are moving beyond the comfort and guidance we have been surrounded by our entire lives. Taking a step out of our bubbles and starting our own journeys. We have to make our own decisions and create our own schedules, developing our own lifestyles and hobbies. We will each walk a different path in this respect. The responsibility for our lives has shifted from our parents and teachers to us. This is a daunting undertaking that we have been well prepared for. But math, science, English, and lunch aren't the most important parts of that preparation. Our best credentials for the future lie in every prayer we have ever said, every scripture verse we have studied, every Bible class we've taken, every moment building faith within ourselves and others, every time we have turned toward God and learned to echo his ways. Our parents, teachers, staff, and fellow classmates have done an exceptional job of setting our feet on that path. And so while our paths forward into the future will take us to different places and occupations, as long as we stay on it, we will continue to share the same path toward God wherever we go. So what do we do tomorrow? Today we are graduating from high school, from a planned life, from our parents' watchful eye, from a lot of delicious home-cooked meals. Tomorrow, we step into new responsibilities and decisions and experiences, walking with God the entire way. Thank you.
And the other co-salutatorian, Nathan Grimm.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to start off by thanking all the coaches, teachers, parents, family members, and friends who have joined us to celebrate this milestone today. None of us made it here alone. Behind each and every graduate up here are those who supported us, encouraged us, pushed us to work harder, and believed in us, even when we didn't believe in ourselves. Your sacrifice, patience, and support has meant so much, so on behalf of our class, thank you. Looking back on my time at New Hope, it's hard to believe how quickly it all went by. It feels like just yesterday I was on a Zoom call from a separate room while my mom taught our class during COVID. To this day, that was the only time I've been kicked out of class. Since then, there have been many memories, the dances, the school trips, the late night studyings, and the friendships we built, and all the little moments in between that seemed so ordinary at the time, but looking back now means so much. I especially think about being younger and sitting in the audience at graduation ceremonies, watching the seniors walk across the stage. Back then, it felt so far away. It almost seemed impossible to imagine myself standing up here one day, and somehow that day is here. It's simply a reminder of how fast time moves and how important it is to appreciate every season of life while we're living it. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 says, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven," and I'm incredibly grateful for my season at New Hope. As we look ahead, I think many of us feel both excited yet uncertain of what the future holds. Some of us know exactly where we're headed, while others are still figuring it out. Ultimately, no matter what happens, we can all have faith that God is in complete control and has a great plan for each one of our lives. One of the greatest lessons we can carry into this next chapter comes from the example of Jesus. He showed us what true leadership looks like: humility, compassion, selflessness, and serving others before yourself. In a world that often focuses on status, success, and recognition, he taught that greatness comes from loving and serving people. No matter where life takes us after today, I hope we continue striving to live with kindness, integrity, humility, and faith in everything that we do. Graduation is not just the end of high school. It's the beginning of a new chapter filled with opportunities, challenges, and growth. As we move forward, I want to remember the friendships, lessons, and memories that brought us here, while also staying excited for everything that's ahead. To the class of 2026, be grateful for where you came from. Stay grounded in your values, work hard, and never underestimate the impact you can have on the people around you. Congratulations and thank you.
And now we'll hear from our valedictorian, Megan Megatron Converse.
Hello, parents, teachers, staff, fellow graduates, and miscellaneous others. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to every teacher, family member, mentor, and friend that supported us on our journey to graduation. None of us would have made it this far without your encouragement, and it means more to us than mere words could ever express. Today, we celebrate a life-changing occasion, the culmination of our high school journey. These years have been filled with challenges, victories, last-minute assignments, and countless other moments that may have seemed small at the time, but have shaped us into who we are today. The experiences we've shared are something that we will carry with us for years to come, even if we never see each other again. It feels like an eternity since we entered this school, and so many things have happened in that time. But as I look back on my days spent here, my memories all blur and blend together into flashes of moment and snippets of information. But even the moments we hardly remember have had an impact on the people we have become and are becoming today. It is strange to think that we are graduating, that our high school days are over and will never come back again. Not all of us arrived here by the same path or in the same way. Some of us sprinted, most of us tripped and fell at one point or another, and some of us took the scenic route. But by one way or another, we made it. As we take this next step into our futures, we take with us the lessons, values, memory, and biblical foundation that we learned from this place. The future from now on may be uncertain and full of unexpected challenges and surprises, but it is also brimming with opportunities that we may not even be able to imagine at this time. Wherever God may lead us, we all have a road ahead of us that is unique. Some of us will pursue even more schooling and a college degree, whereas others of us are entering straight into the workforce. Regardless of our chosen route, we all stand on the precipice of new beginnings, ready to begin the next chapter of our stories as this one ends. Graduation may mark the ending of this chapter of our life, but it also signifies the beginning of the next, one that contains infinite possibilities and opportunities. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it.
Well, one of our traditions is we have senior chapel the last week that the seniors are on campus. And during senior chapel, we hand out an assortment of awards, but we kept some of those awards because they're pretty special for tonight. So we're going to give those out now. The first two awards are the Longevity Award, and these are going to some students that have been at New Hope for quite a long time. Our first one is Nathan Grimm. Nathan has been there since first grade, so 12 years. So Nathan was beat out for the Longevity Award. This next person has been there since preschool, and if I am correct, I believe she is fourth generation New Hope. I'm getting a yes from mom. Catherine Martin. These next set of awards, they're voted on by staff, and so quite honestly, any of these young people up here today could have won these awards, but we did our very best to think over the qualifications for each of these awards. And so our first award is Outstanding Citizen, and we gave this to a person who represents those kingdom values of citizenship, kindness and compassion, service, personality. She definitely has one. Miss Claire Fall. And of course, our class valedictorian, Megan Converse. I should have clarified, this is no longer citizenship, we're getting into the academic part. Valedictorian, Megan Converse. And our co-salutatorian, Nathan Grimm. Our other co-salutatorian, Samantha Swartz. The next few awards are for academic excellence. They are presented to students who had a 3.5 or higher GPA all 16 quarters of New Hope. So they will have gone there for 4 years and received a 3.5 or higher. Our first one goes to Emmeline Barnett. Next, of course, is our valedictorian, Megan Converse. Co-salutatorian, Nathan Grimm. Samantha Swartz. And then our final award, while all the awards are great, this is kind of a special award that we hand out to a student every year. It is called the Warrior Award, and the description is this, is for being one who demonstrates the spirit of a Christ-like warrior and upholds the values of the school community. And so the way we decide this award is students vote first, and then we take the top 3 or 5 students, and then as a staff, we go through them and we make the decision on who is going to receive the Warrior Award. This year's Warrior Award winner is Caleb Garland. For our graduation speaker today, we're going to have Mrs. Brooks Ann Tilia, a parent and high school English teacher.
Brought my box of tissues. Good morning, teachers, proud parents, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Brooks Ann Tilia, or Mrs. T to the students and these graduates. I've had the privilege of serving as the high school English teacher for the past 4 years. In fact, my teaching journey here at New Hope began the exact same time these graduates began 9th grade. I am truly honored to stand before you today as we celebrate these 17 graduates. This moment for me is both joyful and bittersweet. I'm so proud of each of them and excited about the journey that lies ahead, but I'd be lying if I said my heart wasn't heavy knowing they won't be at New Hope next year. Over the last 4 years, I've had the privilege of watching these students mature and transform into the thoughtful, capable individuals they are today. Each of them has left a permanent mark on my heart, not just my grade book. These 17 graduates are so much more than the diplomas they are receiving today. This celebration isn't just about academic success, it's about honoring their personal growth, their perseverance, and their spiritual formation. Many of you are here today to celebrate your own graduate, and you may not be fully acquainted with the other 16 on this stage, but I'm here to help you with that. We have a beautiful tradition here at New Hope where we take a moment to reflect on exactly what each graduate brings to the world, words that embody their spirit and reflect who they truly are. Because I love these students as if they were my own, I want you to see what I see. I want you to know what I know, the depth of their character and the remarkable individuals that they have become. Graduates, when your name is called, please lift your right hand so those that don't know you by name understand whom I'm praising. This is where the tissues come in. Bear with me. Emmeline Barnett. When I think of Emma, the first words that come to mind is mature. She carries herself with an elegance and poise that is rare for someone her age. Graceful, calm, always impeccably dressed, Emma has the presence that feels far beyond her years. What I love most about Emma is that there's so much more beneath that polished exterior. The moment she steps onto the volleyball court, a completely different side emerges. Suddenly, a fierce competitor known as Gremlin comes to life. I've watched her play, and it never fails to make me smile, seeing that fire, determination, and relentless drive behind her graceful demeanor. Emma, it has been a privilege to watch you grow. I'm so proud of the young woman you've become, and I feel incredibly lucky to have been a small part of your journey. Will Berman. He is sincere, loyal, and consistently respectful to everyone around him. Whether he's playing basketball or running track, leading a student body president, or just hanging out with friends, Will brings the same energy, heart, and positive attitude everywhere he goes. With his goofy sense of humor and easygoing personality, he has a way of lighting up any room and making people feel at ease. He has matured so much over the years. Beneath that friendly smile lies a young man of remarkable character and integrity. As he prepares to enter the military, Will embodies the very best qualities of dedication, humility, and service. He will be a great soldier because he's already proven himself to be a great student. Will, I'm incredibly proud of the leader and man you've become. The Air Force is truly lucky to have you. Audrey Castro. She may be small in stature, but don't let her height fool you. She's absolutely a force to be reckoned with. Audrey is the very definition of vivacious. She has a magnetic presence, People are naturally drawn to her because she has a knack for making people feel seen and included. She has one of the best smiles. It completely lights up a room. She brings an incredible, endless energy everywhere she goes, naturally spreading joy and positivity to everyone around her. There's a happy-go-lucky spirit about her that is contagious. As our senior class representative, she didn't just keep things running smoothly. She was the heart of the group, always stepping up to encourage and try to get things accomplished, and that is not an easy task with these 17. Audrey proves it every day that true strength isn't measured in inches, but in character and heart. Audrey, your vibrant spirit, leadership, and kindness have left a lasting impression on all of us, especially me. Megan Converse, better known around the campus as Megatron, she is the definition of diligent, intelligent, and steady under pressure. She carries herself with competence in everything she does, accurate, thoughtful work, insightful contributions, and a remarkable calm, no matter how chaotic the room becomes. And let me tell you, with these 17 graduates, the room didn't just get busy, it got extremely loud, and yet she remained unfazed. This year, she served as my teacher's assistant and was nothing short of a gift in the classroom. In ways I probably shouldn't admit publicly, she made my job significantly easier. She tackled challenging grading, handled complex English assignments with ease, and did it all with consistency and care. There were days I was convinced she could have taught the class herself. Megan, you've talked about wanting to become an editor, but with your incredible writing skills, I truly believe you should become an author. And if that day ever comes, know this, I will be the first one standing in line for an autograph. Here comes the tears. Amanda Dornbush, she's the picture of calm. There's a steadiness about her that brings peace to any room she lights up. She joined us at the beginning of her junior year, so I only had the privilege of teaching her for the last 2 years. And I have to say, I really wish she had more time with her. In that short time, Amanda has shown herself to be one of those rare students who doesn't need to be loud or seek attention, like some of them. She simply shows up and does her work quietly. She's gentle, kind, and extremely easygoing. She's a reminder that some of the most meaningful contributions come from the quiet, faithful students who are consistent every single day. Even though she joined us later than most, she has left a gentle but lasting mark on our school and on me. Miss Claire Fall. She is the definition of pure sunshine. She's encouraging, thoughtful, friendly, and outspoken, with just the right amount of sass. While some students quietly participate, Claire is the kind of person who changes the atmosphere of the room the moment she walks in. Whether she realized it or not, Claire consistently brought light into our space. She has a real gift for noticing people, truly seeing them, and then speaking life into them in the simplest, most sincere ways. Her words often meant more than she probably knew. She naturally uplifts everyone around her, often without realizing her encouragement could be the very thing that changes someone's day and builds their confidence. Claire, I'm really going to miss your energy. Thank you for being exactly who you are. The world is brighter because you're in it. Caleb Garland, and I hope they're raising their hand for you, is the kind of honorable, strong, and responsible young man that every school hopes to have. A true all-American student athlete whose character runs just as deep as his talent. And let's be honest, calling him athletic is an understatement because Caleb played football, basketball, track, excelling in all three. When he was a freshman and a sophomore, Caleb was extremely quiet and reserved. He stayed in the background, observant and shy, but over the last 2 years, something powerful happened. He stepped forward into leadership. Caleb became our vice president and the high school student body. The quiet young man transformed into this confident, grounded leader marked by discipline, integrity, and strength that others naturally respect. On and off the field, he carried himself with confidence and a sense of responsibility. What I admire most about Caleb is that he didn't become loud, he became steady. He didn't become flashy, he became dependable. His growth has been one of the most meaningful I've seen. That steady kind of constant development says everything about the man he's becoming. This one's going to be hard. Cristobal Gonzalez, better known to us as Cbel. She is full of laughter and happiness. She is a walking reminder that a good laugh doesn't need a special occasion. The moment she walks into a room, the whole energy shifts. She's already smiling, already laughing, and honestly just one joke away from making the entire class lose it, especially Sophia. She's basically a walking giggle machine, not because she's trying hard, but because her enthusiasm and quick humor are just so natural. There's a lightness and a liveliness about Seabelle that's completely contagious. She makes ordinary moments feel livelier and more fun. But beneath all that laughter is a genuinely caring and loyal heart. She brings the same enthusiasm to her friendships and responsibilities as she does to having a good time. Her bright spirit is sincere and kind. Seabelle, you're the kind of student people remember not just for how much you laughed, but for how happier you made everyone else around you. Nathan Grimm. He is the epitome of manners. He's the kind of young man who always offers a firm handshake, looks you in the eye, and carries himself with a level of respect that is rare for someone his age. It's clear he was raised with strong foundational values. Nathan is the perfect blend of grit and humility. He is strong, athletic, and confident. On the basketball court, he brings strength and determination to every single play, making him a true anchor for his team. And when it comes to track, Nathan doesn't just merely participate, he reaches new heights, literally. His focus and discipline paid off in a massive way this year when he competed at the highest level, becoming second in the state for high jump. He's a wonderful example of what it looks like to be strong and grounded, confident and courteous, driven and dependable. Nathan, you've set a phenomenal standard for what it means to be a young man of integrity. Sophia Marsh. She radiates happiness. She's infectiously joyful, the kind of person whose good mood doesn't stay contained, but naturally spills over and lifts to everyone around her. She has a special way of turning ordinary moments into something lively and fun without even trying. When Sophia is present, there's always energy and laughter. But beneath that bright, sunny exterior is an incredibly driven, dedicated, and smart young woman. She's a kind-hearted, deeply caring woman. She also applies an intellect and great work ethic to everything she touches. She brings positivity to every room. That unstoppable drive extends right into the court as well. For the past 2 years, she's poured her energy and athletic talent into volleyball. Then, for her senior year, she decided to bring that same dynamic to the presence of the basketball team, proving to all of us that it's never too late to start something new and completely excel at it. Sophia, you've made our school a much more vibrant and connected place, and I cannot wait to see where your incredible mind and drive take you next. Catherine Martin has always seemed older than her years, not because she tries to be, but because she carries a natural steadiness that makes people trust and respect her without even trying. Before she was my student, I knew her as my daughter's best friend. Because of that, it was a little strange at first when she had to stop calling me Brooksann and start calling me Mrs. Tilia. Yet Catherine handled that transition with the same maturity and grace she brings to everything she does. She handles responsibility without complaint, and instead of complaining when things aren't right, she simply withdraws from the situation. She distances herself from drama and chooses not to get involved. Even then, she remains composed with others when others might feel overwhelmed. She doesn't need to demand attention or prove herself. Catherine, it's been a joy to know you, both as Bella's friend and as my student. Watching you grow into the young woman you are today has been a privilege. Your maturity, character, and strength will serve you wherever life takes you, and I'm so proud of the young woman you have become. Caitlin Ogren is a genuine workaholic. Like a wildflower in a sea of roses, she doesn't follow the traditional and expected pattern. While others are focused on the typical path, schoolwork, Caitlin's eyes have been fixed squarely on her future in the world. Her priorities have always been work, and her dedication to her job is absolute. She takes full ownership of her work responsibilities and approaches them with seriousness. Frankly, the Dutch Brothers team is incredibly lucky to have an employee who already prioritizes them above everybody else. They are incredibly lucky to have an employee with a work ethic like hers, someone whose loyalty and priority are entirely devoted to her job. Jack Riordan. If I had to sum up Jack in a single word, it would be charismatic. The young man is a natural entertainer. Jack possesses a rare gift for storytelling that goes far beyond words themselves. His voice, his perfect timing, and his expressions turn even the most ordinary situation into a room full of laughter. He's incredibly quick-witted and effortlessly funny, with an uncanny ability to turn a mundane classroom moment into a core memory. But there's also something distinctly original about Jack. He simply brings color wherever he goes. Jack left us during his junior year, and I can tell you that he was severely missed. Having him back with us for his senior year has been an absolute gift, and it truly felt like a puzzle that had finally found its missing piece. Molly Rogers carries herself with a genuinely angelic presence that is impossibly to miss. If you know Molly, you know exactly what I mean when I say she is sweet, she is gentle, and has one of the sweetest, most beautiful spirits I've ever encountered in a student. She is always smiling and somehow manages to make even the most chaotic days feel more peaceful just by being present. Truly, this girl was every teacher's dream. If she ever missed school, I never had to track her down for assignments, quizzes, or tests. She would walk back into class, already prepared, work completed, and calmly ask, "Am I missing anything?" No excuses, no reminders, and no stress. Honestly, I think Molly may be the only student who can miss multiple days and somehow return more organized than the students that were actually present. What I love most about Molly is that her kindness never feels performative. It just is entirely who she is. In a classroom full of big personalities and very loud moments, Molly stands out by being mature, sincere, and definitely grounded. She carries herself with a grace well beyond her years, and getting to know her has been an absolute privilege. Sammy Swartz. Now, we need to talk about a matter of absolute academic betrayal. This year, Sammy made a choice that cut me deeply. She chose chemistry over my beloved British literature. I mean, who wouldn't want to analyze centuries-old poetry? Instead, she went for the periodic table. But I suppose I have to forgive her. As it turns out, she has a pretty undeniable excuse. She's going to become a veterinarian. And apparently, understanding chemical bonds is slightly more important for saving animals than analyzing Beowulf. It actually makes perfect sense when you know Sammy. Her deep love for cats and her naturally gentle, protective spirit make her a perfect fit for a future in veterinary medicine. Sammy is the definition of compassionate. She's authentic, nurturing, and serene, and has a go-with-the-flow attitude. And we cannot talk about Sammy without talking about her artistic talent. To say she can draw would be a massive understatement. Sammy has a remarkable ability to take a blank page and transform it into something full of life, detail, and emotion. She has a gift for bringing art to life through her pencil. Bella Tilia. Don't worry, I brought tissues. I've had the rare privilege of watching Bella grow, not just as my daughter, but as a student in my classroom. And instead of hearing about her day secondhand, at the end of the day, I got to step directly into her world and get to know her as her fellow classmates did. This young lady is outgoing, energetic, and funny. Her humor is contagious. She is entirely willing to look silly if it means making someone else laugh. She dresses up as the Lorax for no reason. Bella doesn't just participate in school life, she brings it to life. Whether she's starting a dance party at lunch or in the middle of a class lesson, she carries a joyful energy wherever she goes. She loved being late to school multiple times a week because it gave her a chance to chat with her besties, as she called the office ladies, without distractions from other students. Even detention for Bella somehow turned into a social hour with Mrs. Allison and Mr. Kelly, rather than an actual consequence. Though she's the youngest on this stage by a year, having just turned 17 in March, Bella carries herself with a maturity that completely surpasses her age. To be her mother is one of God's greatest gifts, but also to have the rare opportunity to teach her and watch her grow within the walls of my classroom has been an unexpected blessing I will treasure forever. Bella, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, wiser than you are old, and therefore definitely smarter than you think. It has been a true privilege to teach you, to learn from you, and to call you my daughter. Where's Bree? Last, but definitely not least, Colton Allen Michael Wright. Now, if you've ever dealt with Colton, you already know why I used his full name. It's the same reason a parent pulls out the full name. It usually means trouble. When most students avoided the teacher after getting in trouble, Colton would show up with a Cheshire crack grin doing this. I have so many stories I could draw from Colton that in some way or another that I could write a best-selling book. Colton has the energy and personality of a dozen toddlers. Colton, you are undeniably entertaining. You kept me on my toes every single day, mostly by testing my sanity with your sass. From your running audio commentary to the way you constantly moved about my classroom as if the captain had just turned off the seatbelt sign, you always keep things lively. While most people have an inner monologue, Colton operates on a live stream of consciousness. He took He took my text-only for school phone number as a personal hotline. He called so often I had to block him. Then he moved to his mom's phone, then to borrowed phones, and he even had the audacity of trying to call my husband via Instagram when I didn't respond fast enough. Let's just say he learned phone etiquette the hard way. He also treated my classroom like his personal laundry basket, leaving his sweatshirts behind and abandoning his mother's favorite to-go mugs with just enough coffee and milk to start a science experiment. I'm not sure what the teachers will do without you next year, especially your antics. Through all his chaos, God used Colton to teach me about patience and grace. Because of Colton, I have learned that I have far more patience than I give myself credit for. But behind the nonstop energy that is Colton, he is enthusiastic, extremely sassy, and the biggest goober in the most endearing way. Class with him was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you were going to get. But one thing is certain, he kept things unpredictable and genuinely entertaining. Colton, through equal parts chaos, charm, and humor, you have left an impression I promise you I will never forget. To each of you graduates, being your teacher has been an honor, a privilege, and a blessing. As parents, we're never truly given the chance to mourn the passing of each stage. Just as we begin to miss the sweet baby phase, it's gently replaced by the energetic Colton toddler years. Before we can fully grieve those wild toddler days, they slip away and a curious young child stands in their place. And so it goes. Each beautiful chapter ending before we're ready, quietly giving way to the next. And we trade one version of our child for another, always moving forward, never quite allowed the time to say a proper goodbye to the one we're leaving behind. To this parents in the room, I stand with you. As you look at your son or daughter this morning, it probably feels like just yesterday they were babies, completely dependent upon you for everything. One moment they were crawling, sadly they learned to drive, and now somehow they're standing at the ultimate milestone, high school graduation. It's strange how 4 years can feel so long when you're living them, and so incredibly short the moment they're over. This is a very bittersweet moment. As parents, we spend years teaching the ones we cannot live without to live without us. It's no small thing to watch your children step into a world that feels uncertain, complicated, and frightening. We know its dangers and its disappointments, but we also know this: they were not born by accident. They were not born for the wrong era. They were made for this exact moment in history. The last sentence in Esther 4:14 says, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this." This verse reminds us that God places people in specific moments in history, not for comfort, but for calling. Their placement isn't random. Scripture reminds us that God appoints the time and places in which we live. These graduates were crafted with the specific gifts, resilience, and faith needed for such a time as this. The river of time may feel swift, but it is definitely not random. And the one who stands outside of time walks with them into it. It's hard to fully grasp that you, our graduates, have reached this defining moment, this lifelong rite of passage. Grade school is officially over. And the question so many of us are asking is, where did the time go? We often find ourselves wishing for more time, just one more minute in the hour, one more day, one more month. We plan and prepare for milestones just like this, but yet when they arrive, we're forcefully reminded how fleeting time truly is. I'm willing to bet you graduates probably felt that exact same way just a few weeks ago, staring at the clock when a massive final assignment, most likely in my class, was due, desperately wishing you had one more minute. But time doesn't stand still. It carries us forward, whether we're ready or not. And while we cannot stop the clock, we can decide how we spend our time. Graduates, for most of your lives, time has been structured for you. Bells told you where to go, schedules told you what to do, teachers and parents guided your days, but now for the first time, the time is becoming your own. Time is one of the greatest gifts you've been given, but it's also a profound responsibility. In many ways, time is a kind of currency, but unlike money, you don't know your balance. You don't know how much you've been given or when it will run out. We budget our money, we count our steps, and we track our grades, yet we spend our time blindly. Each day is a withdrawal we cannot return. All you can do is decide how you will spend it. And here is the sobering truth. How you choose to spend this priceless currency depends entirely on what you believe about who you are. To understand just how powerful our inner beliefs are and how they dictate the way we spend our lives, consider this illustrative story, a last lesson, if you will, for these graduates. There was once a man on death row who was offered an unusual alternative to execution, an experiment. He was blindfolded, given a small cut on his arm, and placed above a bowl. He could hear the steady drip. The sound was designed to mimic blood loss, but in reality, nothing harmful was happening. But he didn't know that. As the minutes passed, he became convinced he was bleeding to death. His mind accepted it as truth, and his body responded. Eventually, he passed away, but not from blood loss, but from belief. The clock was ticking. His physical body was perfectly fine, but his mind spent those final minutes operating under an illusion. It's a sobering reminder that what we believe about ourselves can be powerfully shape who and what we become. Too often, people give up, and their time will run out long before life actually defeats them. Graduates, if you believe the lies people say about you, that you aren't good enough, that you don't deserve this success, that you're too fat, that you're too thin, that you're too tall, you're not tall enough, not beautiful enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, or that you'll never measure up, then those lies will slowly destroy you from the inside. These are the very lies that the world wants you to believe. The world whispers them constantly. They whisper, you're not enough. You need to be more like them. Your worth depends on your appearance, your popularity, or your performance. The devil is waiting eagerly to destroy the good God has placed in you. The devil wants to convince you that you are worthless, broken, hopeless, and beyond redemption. He wants you to sit in the dark, listening to the ticking clock, convinced you are bleeding out. But in reality, God has given you an abundant, vibrant life to live. When we fall victim to these beliefs, it fundamentally alters how we spend our time chasing happiness. We start to believe that if we look out only for ourselves, we'll finally feel whole, but that mindset only leads to frantic confusion. The truth about belief is powerfully connected into how we pursue happiness. If I handed everyone a balloon in this room and asked you to write your name on it and then throw it into the lobby and then asked you to go find your specific balloon, what do you think would happen? Chaos, complete and utter chaos. And that's exactly what happened when a professor actually tried this experiment with his class. After 5 minutes of frantic searching, not a single person had found their balloon with their name on it. Everyone was spending their limited time frantically pushing others out of the way, consumed with a self-focused belief that I have to find mine to be happy. But when the professor said, pick up the first balloon you see and give it to the person whose name is on it, everyone had their balloons in minutes. Happiness is like these balloons. If we only chase our happiness, believing the lie that we have to put ourselves first, we may never find true happiness. The same destructive power of belief that killed the man on death row works here too. When we believe the world's message that self-focus leads to fulfillment, we end up wasting our precious currency of time, leaving us exhausted, anxious, and empty. Real joy is found when we pour ourselves out for someone greater. Think about it. If you're too busy serving others, you'll be too busy to hear the lies the world is telling you. Your hands will be too full of other people's balloons to notice the world's imaginary drip of discouragement. A life well lived is not one spent chasing your own success, recognition, or happiness alone. It's found in how you serve, how you give, how you show up for others, and that's exactly what it means to be an ambassador for Christ. An ambassador doesn't just live for themselves. They represent something greater. They carry hope, truth, and love into the lives of others. You will be pulled, graduates, in 1,000 different directions by expectations, opportunities, distractions, and pressure. Some things will seem urgent, some things will seem important, and over time, you will learn that they are not the same. Time has a way of revealing what truly matters. It won't be the grades you stressed over or the small frustrations that once felt so big. It will be the relationships you built, the characters you developed, the moments you chose to show up fully, even when it was hard. It will be your faith, your integrity, and the way you loved and served others. And that's something we have been deeply intentional about here at New Hope Christian School. Yes, we care about academics. Yes, we want you to succeed and grow and be prepared for what comes next, but our mission has always been bigger than that. We're not just teaching students, we are developing character. We are cultivating ambassadors for Christ. Our hope for each of you is that you would leave this place not only educated, but grounded, that your morals, your ethics, and your beliefs would not shift with culture, but stand firm in the truth, that you would walk into the world confident, not arrogant, but unapologetic in your faith, because you are in the world, not of the world. As ambassadors for Christ, we represent the kingdom of heaven. As followers of Christ, we are called to be ambassadors, not just tourists in the world, not victims of the culture, and definitely not conformers to it. Ambassadors represent the King. We carry his values into a very broken place. We serve others even when it's inconvenient. We love people who don't deserve it, and we forgive when it hurts. And we stand firm when everything else around us is shifting. Remember the man on death row. He didn't die from losing blood. He died because he believed the lie. In the same way, if you believe the lies of this culture, that you're not enough, that your worth comes from how you look or how many likes you get on social media, those lies will slowly kill the good God has placed in your life. They will trick you into wasting the beautiful time you've been allotted. You must reject them. Some of you will face pressure to water down your faith to fit in. Some will be mocked for putting God first. Some days, the violence and the brokenness of the world will feel overwhelming. And in those moments, don't chase happiness the way the world does. Remember the balloon experiment? When everyone only searched for their own, no one found it. But when they started serving one another, picking up someone else's balloon, everyone went home with their own. True joy and success are not found in self-focus. They are found in pouring your life out for something greater. Graduates, the world needs young men and women who refuse to be swayed. It needs ambassadors who understand that success is not measured by likes, money, or comfort, but by how faithfully we love God and love people, and how wisely we use the time we've been given. So as you walk out of here, be intentional with every minute you've been given. Make your relationship with God your top priority. Guard your character and integrity fiercely. Serve others, not for applause, but that's what Christ did for us. And never forget that the same God who got you through these 4 years will walk with you through whatever comes next. As you step into the next chapter of your lives, I urge each of you to carry the lessons you've learned here. Remember that success is not a destination, but a journey. And at every experience, whether triumph or setback, because you're going to have both, contributes to your growth. And may your futures be as bright as your potentials. And may you continue to inspire those around you, just as you've inspired me. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you for certain that all of those descriptions of these students rang true, especially Colton using the school as his laundry basket. This is not an exaggeration. He had a flannel in room 25, definitely more than 2 years. So Mrs. Tilia hit that out of the park. But now is the time that we have all been waiting for. So if I could have the family members that are delivering the diplomas to get ready. I feel like right now would be a perfect time for one of my dad jokes, but I will spare you. Graduates, would you please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2026, Emmeline Catherine Christine Barnett. William Bradley Berman. Audrey Bella Castro. Megan Joy Converse. Amanda Nicole Aaron Dornbush. Claire Victoria Fall. Caleb Matthew Garland. Christabel Peyton Gonzalez. Uh-oh. Nathan James Grimm. Sophia Nora Marsh. Catherine Olivia Martin. Caitlin Suzanne Ogren. Jack Murray Riordan. Molly Jane Rogers. Samantha Valentine Swartz. Isabella Irene Tilia. Last, but I promise you never least, Colton Allen Michael Wright. If I could have all of the graduates stand, please. And now is the time that we will move our tassels from right to left, signifying this momentous occasion. And it is my honor to present to you all New Hope Christian School's graduating class of 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the class of 2026. We welcome you all to come out to the foyer and check out the memory boards and take pictures and do all of that. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for allowing New Hope to partner with you with these kids. Have a blessed day.